Radiator support is all finished. Filler panel for blocking off the air from going around the radiator is all done. I just made it out of sheets of aluminum, cut it out, and then trimmed it to fit. I made cardboard templates, and then traced that onto the aluminum sheets. The lower bars are aluminum. So front bumper support is probably around 9 or 10 pounds complete. It's a little bit lighter than the factory 43-pound one. So switching the lower bars out to aluminum dropped another 3 pounds. And then the bars for the bumper support for underneath the headlights dropped a little bit more. So I just got to make the brackets for those. It was a little bit of progress. All the holes are filled in on the top radiator support. It's got body filler on there. I just knocked it down real quick with a grinding wheel. And then when I actually get to that stage of doing body work, then I can block it down and smooth it out. So this is just a temporary setup just to get everything together and painted and kind of know what it looks like from there. But on the lower one, I couldn't find any square tubing locally that 1-inch square tubing would fit in, so I ended up getting 2-inch square tubing, cut it, resize it, and then weld it back together, and then it's welded on one side, and then it's a bolt for the aluminum side. Then I get that done. This is just aluminum sheeting. I rough cut around for the AC lines, and then I finished it off with one of these wheels, grinding wheels, sanding disc, whatever you want to call it. So I made it nice and smooth, rounded curves on it, and then the lower is smoothed out and everything's kind of curved over. And there's L brackets welded to the radiator support so I can run a bolt there, and then there's one on the top, so it gives that support so it's not flexing around since it's aluminum. And then just drilled 3 holes for self-tapping screws. I got bolts for the lower AC brackets, so I'll have to leave the ends open instead of capping them, and I can just fish the bolts through. It makes it easier. But I painted inside of it so it's not going to rust from the inside out. But those lower brackets are welded all the way around, so moisture can't get in between the tubing, the two pieces of tubing. Only moisture can go through it, but it's painted inside, so that'll work. But at least all the holes are filled in. It's kind of roughed into place. I made a new hood prop. Since I have a glass hood, I don't need a steel hood prop rod, so I made one out of 3/8 aluminum. I just copied most of the bends on the factory hood prop, using a bathroom scale with me standing on it holding the factory hood prop. It weighs a pound. With me holding the aluminum one, it didn't show a difference in my weight holding it. So factory one's a pound, aluminum one I guess doesn't really weigh anything, so it's a little bit less. I just got to find a plastic clip to hold it since the factory one is too small. The factory rod's not 3/8, the aluminum one is 3/8, so I gotta find a little plastic clip for it. But it's coming together. Filler around where all the welds are, or most of the welds. And I can kind of finish it from there. We see it blocks all the air from just going around the radiator. Then I made my filler piece. It's just angled aluminum, and then it's just traced to go along the radiator bracket, and then I just ground it down. I'll probably end up painting it black, but it looks pretty good. It's roughed in, still needs to be finished, but that'll all be at the final stages of it. You can see I got plenty of clearance for the lines as they go through there, so nothing's going to touch on it. Everything's pretty much done on it. When I did the hood prop rod, I just had to resize the factory piece so that it would fit in there. So just bending it open and bending it back around, smushing it in a vise, made it fit. So it works just like the factory one, just kind of flops around in there. At least now that that's done, I'll move on to start on the passenger door post. That's it.